go.
Okay. Okay, we're calling the meeting to order. Well, it looks like Pam, I can't tell. Oh, there she is. USA, Pam. Hey, Pam, are you able to get in? There you go. You're still on mute.
Okay, now I'm in.
Okay, good to see you.
You too.
Now, I'm not sure, I haven't heard back from Paisha to see if she was able to get in. I know she was having some difficulty as well. Um, but we are going to call the meeting to order if we
Do we have a
can.
quorum?
We do not.
Ah,
Um,
okay.
so it is 4:15 p.m., February 23rd, 2026, and we're going meeting the Poet Laureate Task Force will now come to order. Okay, so we're going to hold this meeting via webinar. We only have a few members here today, myself and Pamela Garvey. Well, I'm sure, Christine, it says you're me. Why does it say you're me?
I didn't even notice that. I'll change it, but I guess because I used your link.
Oh, okay. Okay. I guess if you want to call roll.
I don't know that we need to do that without a quorum. So I
Okay.
think you can just have like an informal
Yeah.
conversation if you want to talk
Yeah.
about anything. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have a short meeting today, Christine and Pam, since it'll just be the small group of us. We have a couple of members who are out today. Some are having some scheduling conflicts.
Okay.
Some are sick with the flu. So thoughts and prayers to India, who's sick. And then had a loss of a loved one. And so we want to send our thoughts out to her, but she was unable to make it. And then I think Paicia's having some technical difficulties with getting into the Zoom. So, but we do not have quorum, so we'll just have an informal discussion. But as you all can see from the agenda, we didn't have a whole lot to discuss anyway, so this kind of works out. But good to see you all. Haven't seen anyone since last month. And Christine, I haven't seen you in a while, even though I talked to you last week. Haven't seen you in a while. But a couple of things I wanted to be sure that we touch base on. Pam, as you know, we talked and voted on those two members who were or two candidates who were
Right.
interested in membership in the task force and voted to accept them. Obviously, that comes with some constraints with the ordinance, and we only had that one opening. And so part of our discussion when we do have quorum and able to vote will be on how we can appropriately fill the vacancy, the one spot that we have, while also honoring the interest of the other candidate and some options on what that could look like. So that could look like one person just serving in a consultancy role and being a non-voting member. That could also look like someone like Dan, maybe who might want to actually be in that more consultancy role, or someone from the mayor's office or one of the candidates representing the mayor's office and then voting in that capacity. And so there's a couple different ways, and I think we can be creative with allowing these two members who obviously are very interested and passionate.
Yeah.
One actually emailed me 15 minutes ago and was like, hey, what's going on? So I was like, hey, you're very timely because we're about to meet, but unfortunately we can't vote on anything right now. But they were letting me know that they're going to be out of the country until the end of March. And won't have access to email. So I appreciate them letting me know that. And in the meantime, we'll continue working on our decisions on this side and making sure that we get these very enthusiastic and talented people on board.
Yeah, absolutely. Good idea.
Um, there's just a couple of things I know that we're working on in the works. Pam, I am going to schedule some time. with you.
Okay, I understand.
I have been out of the country as well, traveling quite a bit for work, but going to schedule some time with you as well as Anne. So with Anne working on any external inspiration on what's working best with other Poet Laureate programs, as well as fellowships, funding opportunities, what other cities are doing. Any other inspiration we can draw from best practices, just from a general program and supporting of the laureate. And then for you, us talking about systems, especially when we think about people who are coming into the fold who are like you, who may not utilize some of the systems that are already in place. How can we build something that could work for everyone?
Right.
um, as well as archiving our documents, making sure that we have proper onboarding processes and things like that. And definitely want to make sure I connect with you on that. So, gonna schedule some time with you and Anne so we can get those discussions underway. I also know that Dan is, I'm not sure if he is. I hope that we can get to connect because we didn't connect last time, but that calendar of events for
Right.
city events, getting that in front of some patients so she can just know what's coming up and he can serve or someone could serve as an advocate for readings and things like that for more official city events. So, hey, Paisha, good to see you. Good to see you.
Everyone.
Um, we don't have quorum today because we have a couple of members who were out, so we just wanted to have an informal conversation. We won't be able to vote on anything, so feel free to chime in as you please. But I'm just doing kind of a roundtable of some things, some topics that we intended to cover, but we can't really vote, like I said, but we can have some discussion. Anything top of mind for you, Paisha?
No, not really. It's you have to excuse me, it's been a really heavy week.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been a heavy week. And so I actually I knew that this meeting was happening, but I didn't do my best to prepare because some other stuff.
Understood.
So
Did,
thank you all for still having it.
all good. Did you, and I know India said that she's been sick with the flu, but had you and India had an opportunity to connect on any social media things lately?
Not after that initial conversation. But I'll put it on my to-do list to reach out, maybe give her a couple of more days to get better.
Okay, okay, okay. So when does Christine remind me, when does the new session start in April for the Board of Aldermen?
Yeah, it's kind of uh, confusing because we have a spring break for a month. So from March 20th until April 20th, we break. April 20th is our final meeting of the current session. But then April 21st is the first day of the new session. So it's literally the next day. There's no downtime. And then May 1st is the first day that you can introduce new legislation.
Got it. Okay, good. So that actually works out in our favor because we had positioned an outline plan to update the language in the ordinance. And I think that we were, we being me, I was incredibly ambitious on what I thought we could get done, not knowing that my day job will require so much of me and I would be traveling as much as I have been the month of January. And so had not been able to get with the group and make significant progress on updating any of the language in the ordinance. So that works out in that that gives us at least this month and next month to start drafting and outlining what changes we want to make to that, and then presenting that in May. So that works. Okay. So we kind of ran through the gamut. Paisha, the only thing that I think you missed at the top of the conversation was the two candidates that we had proposed join the task force, although we only have the one vacancy. And so we've presented a couple of options that we think could work in terms of getting these excited candidates on board, and one being maybe having one serve as the representative from the mayor's office so that they could be in a voting capacity. And that means that would change Dan Gunther's role. And so we're in conversation about what that could look like for him, given his schedule and some of the other things on his plate. But then also making sure that we're honoring what the ordinance says and the interests of these two people. So.
Excellent.
And then I think the only thing that we have, Patient, any announcements or anything, any updates from you? What's been going on the past month?
Yeah, just doing readings and things, preparing for National Poetry Month in April, so have a couple of balls in the air. Had quite a few people reaching out to me as of late about youth poetry, which is very exciting and encouraging. So not necessarily wanting me to create something or read it something, but to connect them to where the young people are. So a local organization, an individual, and a school. I spoke at Marion Middle School today, and I'll be at Gateway STEM on Wednesday. They're doing a Black History Month program that includes poetry, so I'll just be like watching and encouraging, not necessarily performing. Um, and J. Marie Hill and Tefpo are doing a iftar on Friday, which is the sunset meal for Ramadan, community meal at the Melvin Theater, and so I'm going to participate in that.
Yes.
So yeah, so I'm really encouraged by the outpouring of inquiry about the young people. Um, because that's one of my intentions was to be a connector, if not a facilitator of that. And then maybe working on some stuff with Pam at STLCC.
Yep.
Yeah, looking forward to that because that doesn't require like me doing a whole bunch of talking.
Yeah. Keisha's going to be our judge for, we're the part of the League for Innovation. It's like a organization basically that that is international and it works specifically with community colleges, and colleges have to meet certain criteria to be what's called a league school. And so, like years ago, we were a league school, and I have former students who've won their literary contest, and then we lost our league status, and now we have it back. So I didn't hear anything about this, so I just contacted the league myself and said, "Hey, we're back in the league. We want to get our students in this literary contest." They're like, "Great, you're the point person." So the way we do it at St. Louis Community College, that it's not a rule set out by the league, is we don't like to have faculty or anybody in the institution as a real judge if their students could be, admitting. So we like outside judges. So Paisha's going to be our judge for poetry, and can pick one poem that can be the winner. Though if you see honorable mentions, Paisha, we'll still do our own like sort of ceremony on campus. We don't know exactly when. I spoke to the department chair who's speaking to the dean, and we'll figure that stuff out. But yeah, so and then if whoever goes on to the league, so Paisha will pick our winner, and then that person has a chance if they win first, second, or third prize. They're in an international contest. They'll be published in a journal, and they'll get a cash prize. So it's pretty cool. And I'm also working on what kind of prize we're going to give our winner, whether they win internationally or not. And that's also like a big deal at this school. But if nothing else happens, I'll just buy books to give to the winners. I mean, it's like pulling teeth over there sometimes.
Yeah, I remember having to pass through all the stuff in college, especially now, I'm sure, because everything's tied to funding.
Yep. Yep. And it's just getting harder and harder to get it for the arts and the humanities. It's I don't know. It's just a sad state in many ways, but that's what it is. And it was robust. I mean, I go back like 15 years, and just the it was robust. The activities, the festivals, the events we had going on, readings, the connection with the community, and but there's just not support for that anymore. So so I appreciate you participating, and you know, and I think that's exciting for students. You know, it's like that, you know, okay, the poet laureate picked my poem kind of thing, you know, it
Yeah.
means more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, I appreciate the invitation to be included. I like also doing things that aren't just performance based.
Right? Yeah. Little change. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Love that. Okay, all good stuff then. Really excited for you, Paisha. I'm excited for these young people getting exposure to you and getting exposure just to the arts and just wow, just getting that inspiration. So looking forward to seeing how this goes, and especially as we gear up for National Poetry Month. So with that in mind, I'd love for us to at some point plan to get together informally, just, you know, to rub elbows and love on one another in person. And I think it'd be a good opportunity once we get our new task force members on board as well. And so I'm thinking obviously in May. Just a temperature check. Is there anyone planning on traveling in May or planning not to be around? Maybe late May, because I know early May are like graduations and things.
It's possible that I'm not planning on it. I don't want to. It's just possible with uh, different things that are going on that I could travel in May. But I will let you know ASAP if that
Okay.
happens.
Yep, and I'll check with the rest of the group as well too, just to be sure that works for everyone. Okay, well, that is all that I have. Paisha, if there's anything let me ask then, is there anything you need from us or any immediate action items or anything you want us to try to problem solve for before we meet again next month?
Nothing that I can think of. I may have something. I wanted to speak with Erin at Poetry Center about it. We have a standing meeting every Tuesday just to see what opportunities and things are out there. So I'm gonna meet with her tomorrow. And if an idea that I have comes to fruition or is possible and needs some support, then I will email you and then you can disseminate to the rest of the task force if that's okay.
Yes, ma'am. Sounds good to me. Okay. Christine, any announcements, anything from you?
I don't think so. No, just keep me posted as always, if I can be helpful, and looking forward to working on the updates to the ordinance.
Yes, that'll be a big thing. I'll do some work offline to outline that process. My next steps is that scheduling some time with Ann and Pam, and then just making sure that I double back on checking in with Dan to see if we can get that calendar of events on city official things, and so we can get that in front of Paisha as well. And then I know her and India plan to meet, yeah, whenever India is feeling a little better. So that being said, looks like we can adjourn the meeting at 4:32.
Take care, everybody. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Have a good one, everyone.
Thank you. Take care.